As we discussed previously in the graphic organizer lesson, you saw an example of how you put an introduction in, how to put the steps in, and how do you start your conclusion. And all those things that are in your graphic organizer are then turned into what is called the writing process, and that would be your body, your actual going into and writing your piece, putting it all together. Now, your introduction needs to make sure you grab your reader's attention with a catchy fact, a statement, or even a unique question. And then you write a focus statement, and then you can use it. So that way, that focus statement really drives your paper, and your reader knows what you're doing. And also in the introduction, you want to make sure you include the materials list, the list of things that you're going to need with specific quantities. And then you move into your body. And as you could see, you use sequence words. Look at that graphic organizer. So actually, I'm going to have you push pause on this. Go open that graphic organizer that you had, and then come back and be able to switch between tabs, so that way when I talk about something, you could look at it as well. So right now, go do that and come back. All right, now that you're back, look at that graphic organizer real quick. Look at the body part. You see where it says use sequence words? There's a list of transition words or sequence words, and use those, and that's how you start each of your steps. Now, that step that you use, that sequence word, comma, and then what the step is, that's your topic sentence for that paragraph. And obviously, after that step, you're going to provide some tips, some warnings, extra detail that the reader will need to know in order to complete this task. Don't go over the top, but it would be things that might pop up during the process, things that might get them confused. So don't go crazy, just enough information to make you feel successful. And then use the graphic organizer to ensure you have all your steps included. Actually read it out to yourself. Go through the process. Once you've filled in the graphic organizer and then you're starting to actually put it all together, read it. Make sure it sounds the way you want it to sound. And then continuing, the last part of a procedure piece in any writing process is the conclusion. And here's what should happen is you should include what the reader should have learned in a creative manner. If you looked at and remember my brushing teeth example from the previous lesson, I talked and gave you a few different ways on how to incorporate a creative conclusion. And make sure you can summarize in a few words what was learned. You don't want to rewrite the whole paper again. You just want a statement that says, without using these words, this is what you learned, because that's not good writing. And then you want to leave the reader wanting to attempt your process. Like, they should feel like they should go out, if they cooked, they want to go out and cook this meal because they understand it so well and it sounds so good. And then after, you want them to make them feel engaged and actually go do it. Go do that process. So boys and girls, the writing process is pre-writing, and now you're in the writing part of the writing process. This is where you put all of what you've done in the pre-writing and combine it all and make it into a solid piece. Good luck.